What is going on, guys? We're here, yet another home arcade podcast. We are trying to be here every Sunday, although I've taken a couple Sundays off. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and like. Today we're talking about re-releases from Arcade1up, how they continue to come out with re-releases. We do believe Golden Tee, which is a re-release, will hopefully be announced in the next couple weeks. We got some other topics we're going to be talking about tonight as well. We got those in the live chat. -1, he's been in the community since, I remember, late 2018, early 2019, commenting on my videos. He says there's a plenty of people out there that don't have a single Arcade1up. Those who sell, that's who they sell to. Anyone with more than one and who's already bought a title can upgrade or just ignore the repeats. JJ, on the other hand, he says, I get that there's certain licenses in their portfolio that they can use again and again, which is probably a lot cheaper than hunting down new ones, but it sure does get tired to see those repeats. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight, those repeats. I'm going to try to paint a picture of why I think they're doing the repeats, and maybe that will help you because Arcade1up is going to come out with new titles, right? And you have to make the choice of whether or not you want to buy one of these new titles. And so maybe you're going to skip or pass some of these cabinets, or maybe you missed out on some of the cabinets in the past and you're waiting for it and you're like, oh, should I get a new one or should I wait for the repeat? So we'll kind of touch on that a little bit. I want to go back a little bit and talk a little bit about Bashar. Now, this is an employee of Arcade1up that has had, like, I think maybe 1 or 2 videos online. And since Arcade1up hasn't really done anything in the community recently, you know, John D hasn't really been in on any live stream recently. We don't really have a lot of information, and we've been doing a lot of speculation, and there's been a lot of YouTubers that are like, you know, getting leaks and information from different places, and that's just what happens when they're not being very, you know, a part of the community. I kind of feel like this is probably the worst time ever for Arcade1up. Just doesn't really care about this community that they helped build. And they just kind of abandoned us. And shame on you guys for doing that, because we had some good times. John D was part of the community, and I think we got a lot of information. And more recently, it doesn't feel like they care at all. And so that kind of sucks. So anyway, but we are going to try to stay positive tonight. Notice how there is an NBA Jam cabinet behind Bashar. And in this video from Shaq News, he went into a lot of detail. He used the word collaboration a lot. There was even some talk about, you know, we've already done so many cabinets. And I think you put that together, you can kind of see their roadmap, their plan. It's planned to be a re-release of some of the cabinets they've already done. And then we see Bashar's face again more recently, right here, when you take a look at right here with Shaq. He's standing right next to Shaq, same guy. He's the new head of marketing for Arcade1up. He said collaboration, and he came through with a collaboration with a new Shaq edition of NBA Jam. You see NBA Jam behind him, obviously has an interest in that title, and he carried on that interest right here when there was an unveiling of a new cabinet. And I think that's what he's bringing to the table. He's going to take these older cabinets. This one already had an online feature, and he's going to make it bigger. He's going to re-release it and try to sell more of them by attaching it to a celebrity like Shaq, kind of grow their brand, right? And that seems to be what they've been doing. We're going to continue on with this line of information that we're sharing with everyone. But before we go any further, I want to go ahead and play, get some opinions from the community. And we got a call in from,
what's up, Justin?
guys recognize who it is?
You know who this is.
I know who it is.
Good to see you back, buddy.
CT Jason.
Well, to answer that question real quick, why so many re-releases? Because re-releases, that's what keeps the lights on. You know what I'm saying?
Keeps the lights on.
Constantly brings in that money. That's a money maker right there.
It's the money maker.
Especially with that Street Fighter. And they got me rented. I bought me a Gen 1 Street Fighter cab. Then they brought out Big Blue. Then, of course, I had to upgrade and get that Big Blue. Now, let's just say if they come out with a Pro Live Street Fighter cab, if they add the right stuff to it, I might not have no choice. And if you look at it, they Street Fighter Big Blue. That was the best-selling cab last year. So, of course, they're going to stick with the re-releases. They're going to bring out the Pac-Man. Pac-Man, you know what I'm saying? That keeps the lights on, too.
Yeah.
We always going to get re-releases. As long as they got them AAA titles, they can throw it out as many ways as they got it. That's my answer.
Yeah.
Good to see you back. You all have a good day. I'll see y'all later.
I think CT Jason is right. They got the AAA titles, and that's what they're plan on doing, right? Like the AAA titles, they've already released so many of them, and they're going to release more. So let's continue on with the presentation here. I'm going to take you to the next step here. This is John D. One of the last times we saw him a few more times, but this was an abandonment from 1UP Weekly, which used to be a part of from Arcade1up, and I think it had to do, and we've talked about this before on 1UP Weekly. In fact, one of our last videos we did was saying how, like, Arcade1up has a new direction, and is not to use YouTubers that are in the community, but instead to use YouTubers that are kind of outside of the community, and perhaps maybe because they wanted to attract to a different audience. I don't know, but it seems like the Arcade1up YouTubers like myself and some of the other ones are where the community is continuing to hang out. And we saw John D just for a little bit, but again, we just kind of like doing something else right now. So, but in this, he said, I took a look back at this video and tried to capture some of the things. Again, the goal is to help us to understand what Arcade1up's plan is for this year, because they ain't telling us. So I got to try to read between the lines and tell the community what I think is going to be happening. He said making a new cabinet is a challenge. Now, that's not a direct quote, but there's this line of questioning and answering that he had in the Shaq News video where John D kind of tries to paint that picture. What did he say? Logical control panels. He was talking about how one of the challenges when Arcade1up releases new cabinets is they have to work with the IP holders and everything like that. But you're going to have, like, even if you have 2 games on the cabinet, like think of T2. T2 only has 1 game, so you just have to get the light guns right. That's it. There's no other game in there that you have to worry about for compatibility. But when it comes to like the Tempest cabinet or Big Blue, you have to make sure that the other games that are on it adapt to the control board. They work logically. Now, Arcade1up does not always get that right. In fact, many times they get it wrong, but 9 times out of 10, it's a good percentage of games that are actually work, right? It's like there's 1 game out of 12 that'll like, it's not perfect. Why does Paperboy on this cabinet, right? It's not like you get a cab with 10 games on it and 9 of them just like are unplayable. That's not what we get. So let's call it what it is. They do work hard and try to make sure that the games, the games will play well on those cabinets, right? And so let's talk about the next thing he mentioned, publishers and conflicting IPs. The point of it is when new cabinets are being manufactured, these are a list of things that they have to do. They have to work with the IP holders. They have to work where they are. Arcade1up as a brand, but the company people at Tastemakers are involved in selecting the different games that are going to be a part of the title. They work with ThinkUp. ThinkUp does the design and the molds of the arcade cabinets. That has to be, that's expensive, right? You have to design a new cabinet, especially with Arcade1up coming out with uniquely shaped cabinets. They can't reuse the mold every single time on every single cabinet. Each time they do that, that increases their cost of developing that single cabinet. They have to work with a company called Code Mystics. They typically do, or To Do Gaming. And when they work with them, those companies will integrate emulation, commercial integration for those titles. And that costs money. That's everything that's involved, and probably so much more when you make a new cabinet. But what about NBA Jam? When they re-released the NBA Jam, they just made it bigger. That's it. So you take the NBA Jam cabinet and go, hey, let's make it bigger. Now, to be fair, they probably worked with ThinkUp and said, hey, we need a new mold for this XL design. That probably cost 6 figures, probably a couple $100,000 to do that. But keep in mind, when you buy an Arcade1up cabinet, you are not paying for how much it cost to build that cabinet. You're paying for all of this. You're paying for the health benefits for the 80 employees at Arcade1up. You're paying for the time that it took for them to go get the licenses. Think of NBA Jam. All of the players, contracts, all of them had to be signed. You're paying for that. That's included in the price. But when they re-release a cabinet, do you have to pay that again? No, you don't have to pay that again. It's already been paid. And so there is a little bit of difference. It's probably still costly, but it doesn't cost as much. But then, what are they doing with that money? They're paying Shaq with it, right? They're like, hey, let's come out with an NBA Jam cabinet, that's going to cost more. We don't have to pay. They still have to pay the royalty shares for sure. But the time and investment to go talk to the different NBA players, that's already done, right? The time up front is already done. Code Mystics, are they going to have to redo the emulation? No, they don't have to redo the emulation. But as we go through this, they're going to make mistakes. And they made plenty of them. This one's an example. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is not online, but the design of the cabinet and the artwork is very nice. But take a look at Turtles in Time. It has Wi-Fi. That's good. Molded Coin Door. That's good. Except for, in my opinion, I don't believe they sold a lot. They were like, well, we got to mix it up more than just the style. Nope. Turtles in Time probably didn't sell very well because that artwork is probably only attractive to a smaller set of people. Which is funny because if you go back to what Bashar was saying in that video, he was saying if 5,000 people want it, they're probably going to make it. Well, you know, when you go over here, it's like, yeah, maybe only 5,000 bought Turtles in Time. I don't know. Maybe you guys sold 50,000. I don't know. But in my opinion, it's like that artwork on the left was the more iconic version of the title. And Turtles in Time, the reskin is the worst of all of it. We've seen that mostly with Pac-Man. So we'll probably see yet another re-release because they could re-release this cabinet again for the third time, but do the look of the one on the right with Wi-Fi. You know, you can play online, molded coin door, but with the artwork on the left. And maybe that's their plan. But then you got something like Golden Tee. Now this is what I'm talking about. When you go from great artwork to not as good artwork, but, you know, hey, you add more features, that's one thing. When you take it to this level, that's what I'm talking about, where you got no online on the left, 17-inch screen, and a riser. You take it to a whole new level in the re-release. This is positive. This is good. And this Golden Tee, that's what I'll be picking up. If the price is right, I'm going to get it. On the right-hand side, built-in riser, right? Coin door. Does that coin door operate with a push button? I hope so. I don't think there's any word that it's going to, but that nice coin door, I would like to add lights to it and actually make the buttons do something. And hopefully we'll see that in the future on maybe some of their Pro line models. It looks like the Killer Instinct Pro line might actually make it's a button that adds credit. I think it might be because it mentions that on the website. But 19-inch screen, this is a good direction. But what's it going to cost? Some people have been speculating that these things might actually cost like $599, not $700. And why would that be the case? Again, to my earlier point, it's because they've already paid for the cost of at least working and getting the licenses set up. If they re-release the cabinet, that initial investment is not as much. Now, I'm not taking, and it's not nothing. It's just not as much as it was before. They probably had to pay a lot of money for the new mold and new design of the cabinet on the right. They had to pay whatever it costs to get the 19-inch monitor supplied. They get a buyer, you know, all of that work has to be done, sure. But they already have a good relationship with Incredible Technologies. They already have contracts signed. So when they call them on the phone, they answer, right? So they don't have to do that extra legwork. We also got legacy improvements on the left-hand side. This is what we saw last year. It had wings. We hated it. No online, which was fine. We didn't even know online was really an option for something like Mortal Kombat. And then sticker coin doors. They tried this out. And what I've been looking on the website, I've been tracking these deals for a while. It looks like the one on the left, the Mortal Kombat Legacy Edition Gen 1, they're starting to go out of stock. That is something on my website I'm not showing, is what cabinets are now no longer available. I'm only showing you cabinets that are available on my website, deals.consulkits.com. But I started noticing a trend when I'm looking at my personal report, and there's a lot of these legacies are not available anymore. Mortal Kombat's starting to drop from a lot of retailers. I think the reason why is because they're running out of stock. And the one on the right, which has no wings, has Wi-Fi, and a molded coin door, that's what's starting to be in stock. Or coming soon, right? What I'm trying to say is that's what retailers are probably purchasing right now and getting prepared to sell. Hopefully we'll see some pre-orders on that soon. Again, this is a re-release. This is a re-release, but this is a positive re-release, right? You're going to be able to play Mortal Kombat online like the Big Blue. But it's still in this like legacy title, which is really interesting that they would still call it legacy, but it is what it is. Then we saw like -1. He's like not really on board with this new interesting design from Arcade1up, this Pac-Man. Now the picture on the left is a picture of a real arcade Pac-Man. This is one that I have. It's a Midway cabinet. Like it was manufactured in Chicago by Midway, and it's Cabaret. And the side of the Arcade1up version is very reminiscent of that original Pac-Man. Now, why it's Super Pac-Man, I'm not really sure, and why they just didn't go with nearly exactly the design on the left. Like, if it was nearly, like, no riser and everything, this is like $4.29 on Sam's Club. One day they'll get it right. One day they'll just be like, look, we replica remade the Pac-Man. And I would be interested in that. Then you got the Pro line, right? So this is the cabinet that got a re-release before it was even released. That's how good they are at re-releases. They're re-releasing before they release. So on the left-hand side, you have the Killer Instinct cabinet that's now available. You can purchase it, and some people have it. There's been reviews on it. It's got the molded coin door. It's great. But the Pro line on the right is going to be available soon. 19-inch screen, comes with all these things like a mat and the chair and then the 10 sign, and it's going to be this Pro version with hap buttons and hap sticks. It's kind of a re-release, but that's what they're doing. That's kind of their plan. So I want to talk about this. These are not re-releases, okay? But notice how the re-releases, like this is a re-release that's $4.29. We don't know the price of this re-release yet. We think this re-release will be less than $700. I hope it is. This re-release was actually really expensive. We are hearing that the NBA Jam is going to be $5.99. We're hoping it's $4.99, $5.99. That would be really cool. But these guys were $700. Why is that? It's top dollar. The T2, you got to work with Senden, right? There's a license involved with Senden. There's a license involved with the movie company. Was it Universal? I can't remember. Whoever owns T2, right? You got to pay for all of that. It's a big cabinet. You got a higher quality marquee, but it's not only the cost of the cabinet to build and at the manufacturer, but these were brand new contracts, right? Now Namco they've worked with before with Ridge Racer, but it's a whole new design, right? And it's a whole new set of games, and both of these had to be emulated, and they had to pay companies to integrate this, right? There's upfront cost is the point. And so, again, NBA Jam, the one on the left, the one on the right, this is possible that some of these re-releases will actually be in that, like a very reasonable price. I'm really hoping. Like $4.99, $5.99 for the XL version. And again, because they probably don't have to pay Code Mystics again for the emulation, but maybe they extend their contract for support. So what will we see this year? Will we see a new Street Fighter? Probably, because that's what they do. They're going to be doing re-releases, especially during this difficult time that we're living in, where, the world's kind of chaotic, and it's simple for them. Right? Again, they already have a deal with Capcom. They know them really well. They're just like, let's just pay for a new mold. They already got online capability for a whole bunch of these games, but not all of them. If you take a look at the Final Fight, this is an example where the Final Fight is available on the Capcom Legacy. It was also available in 2018 as the Capcom title, but we're not yet able to play this online through Arcade1up. So will we see a new Final Fight? Will we see Final Fight finally newly released? It would be really cool, and it would be really cool if it somewhat looked like the version on the right. Could we play it online? Like it's a beat 'em up, like Simpsons, where you're playing online with other people. Does it get a dedicated version? If so, is it going to have Street Fighter on it as well? That's kind of not going to work because this thing only has 2 buttons. Or will you just come out with some type of Champion Edition, maybe Turbo or Hyper, or something that looks a little bit more like the original cabinet, maybe a Pro Line version, but you throw in Final Fight? That would be huge, because not only could you play a top Capcom title like a Street Fighter, and it'll look more like the original, and it'll kind of mean that Big Blue was a legacy version all along, and now there'll be like a pro version, and I really hope if that happens, it'll come out with Final Fight. I think we're going to get more Williams. Of course, this year, there was a lot of attention on the Partycade, the Defender Partycade, and when I read the comments, and I hope Arcade1up did as well, if they're not joining in the party and hanging out with us YouTubers and hanging out with the community, I hope they're still watching, because like the video that I put together about that Partycade, man, there's so many people that were interested in that Defender Partycade, but what they really wanted was like a Stargate, a new like Pro Line or a Legacy Edition that has the control panel. Like, you know, Partycades are fun, but what would be better is if it was a 3/4 scale or a Pro version. That's what probably people want. There's been a ton of people that are asking for Smash TV. Hopefully we'll get something like that. And of course, everyone knows Blitz is coming out eventually this year. And maybe one day, we'll get Dragon's Lair. I know there's a lot of people that want that Dragon's Lair, and it just hasn't came out yet. So this is the time we're going to look at the chat here, and I want to know what you guys think about that. I'm going to jump down to the bottom. We're going to turn this into a little chill session. 20 minutes in, we're going to chill out. But if you're watching on the replay, hang out with us, because don't you want to hear what Michael B, is anyone really asking for a Smash TV? You shut your dirty mouth, Mike. Yeah, Dragon's Lair. Scott is saying Pac-Man has been too mainstream for a Pro Line version. It's not mass market enough. Now, it's interesting. I wonder if he's talking about... I wonder if they'll still do it. Like, they're testing the water. Like, if you look at... let's see. I think I have some pictures here I can show. If you take a look at, like, the Pro version, why is the very first Pro version they have ever released Killer Instinct? Some may argue that Killer Instinct is a AAA title. Well, maybe, but I don't think it's top 10. Like, it's not a Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or a Pac-Man. And so, I don't think they start up... This is kind of the whole, like, you know, stub your toe on something that's not as big as, like, Street Fighter, and then you dial it in, get it right, so then you come out with a Street Fighter. Maybe you come out with a Pac-Man eventually. I think eventually, I think we'll get everything in a Pro Line. And that's the thing, like, you have to wonder, like, should you wait? Like, should you wait for a Pro Line Pac-Man if you don't own a Pac-Man yet? If that's kind of your goal, right? Is to kind of have something bigger. Biggie D says Blitz is ready, just needs player routes. He knows. He knows. He's read the tea leaves. Like, he knows what's going on. Wasn't everybody asking for Robotron 2084? No, nobody was asking for Robotron 84. It's Smash TV. It's actually Smash TV. You're wrong, Michael B. You just don't know. See? Repeatedly ask for Smash TV. We weekly ask for Robotron. Some people. You know, I'm teasing everything I'm saying right now, right? Defender Partycade was fantastic. He's right. It's fantastic. Michael B wants that Robotron. Let's see. Best Arcade1up channel. Let's see. Michael B. He's talking about Michael B, not this channel. Zod is saying Dragon's Lair is on iArcade. I don't get the hype for the 1-up version. Okay, Zod, we've talked about this a million times, but let's talk about it again. So there's going to be a set of people that want the iArcade. There's going to be a set of people that are going to want the Arcade1up. And the Arcade1up version is different, right? It's going to look more like the original, right? Maybe one day we'll get this version. And what we're hearing now is that it's actually going to have a second screen on it. And so if you are, someone, let's say someone walks into your house, if it's a Pro Line Dragon's Lair and it's kind of far away, some people might think it's a real one. But if you have a Dragon's Lair iArcade, no one's going to be fooled. They're like, that's an iArcade. They're going to be like, what's that? I've never heard of that before. Now, granted, if they knew, they're not going to know about Arcade1up either. But the point is, the closer it looks like the original one, there's going to be a set of people that want it to look like the original one. And then there's going to be some people that just don't care. They're going to be like, if it looks similar to it, the emulation runs well, or they'll just play it on a Pi. The point is there's different hype for a different set of people. And you know that. You're just being fun. Let's see. Justin, can you have Scott Baccarat on your show tonight? Tonight? No, I can't have him on show tonight. But I see where you're going there. What is this music anyway? The Golden Tee XL cab hopefully will turn into a Silver Strike down the road. There you go. See how the Bachelor knows what he's talking about. Let's see. Robotron, please. Some people want Robotron. I don't think the Pro Line Pac-Man sells a mainstream audience. Maybe you're right. But I'm thinking of like my sister, my older sister. She does pretty well, and she would probably only buy a Pro Line Pac-Man. Like to her, like literally, I've been on the phone with her talking about Arcade1up, and she's like, she basically wants a Pro Line arcade. She doesn't want it to be as heavy, but she doesn't want it to be small. Like the 3/4 is too small for her. She's like, in my basement, I have big stuff. I have a pool, it's like a pool table type of stuff. I want like a larger Pac-Man. Like basically a cabaret. If it was shaped, like if it's iconic looking, but not as deep. But I don't think she wants a riser. But maybe she's not mainstream. Anyway, what happened to all the t-shirt teases that we had a while ago? How come we haven't seen those games yet? Remember the Top Gun? Yeah, I think those are things that they're working on. Like the Top Gun, will that be an afterburner? They're probably working on those rights, but they were early in those discussions. And then I think things got more difficult. And so they're kind of focusing on the re-releases. I think we're only going to see a couple new titles every year from Arcade1up now. You can expect a brand new title to be a racing cabinet because they're probably not going to re-release Outrun for a while. So you'll see a new racing cabinet every year for a while. You'll probably see brand new shooters, like light gun games. And they won't re-release the light gun games for a while. But when it comes to fighters, we're going to see a lot of Street Fighter in a Final Fight, Capcom. When it comes to beat 'em ups, we're probably going to see Simpsons again in 3 years, Maybe we'll see X-Men again, but X-Men will be the 6-player Pro Line or something, maybe in 2 years. And then things like what I think is considered their staples, like a Pac-Man, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Every year you're going to see those in some other form. And Pac-Man's going to come in like 20 forms every year. But the brand new titles that I think that we'll see, like actual brand new titles that we'll see this year, is what I think I've outlined. Dragon's Lair is technically brand new for Arcade1up. And let's see, something new from Williams, like a Smash TV or Robotron, maybe. I don't know exactly which style they're going to do, but I think Williams is going to come out. And this is a re-release. And then, of course, I think they're going to do NFL Blitz, which is brand new. So it's a sports title. That's what I think we'll see. But we're supposed to see like 15 or 20 new cabinets. I don't think it's new cabinets. 15 or 20 new releases, but some of them are going to be re-releases. It just makes sense. That's how they're scaling. That's how they're growing their business. That's how they're trying to sell more, is they're just going to sell more with things they already have a lot of licenses on. If I'm wrong, I'll eat crow on that, but that's what I'm saying they're going to do. Let's see. Have to see where it goes. Announced is not the same as released. May see the Pro before KI. Yeah, may see other Pros before KI. That's valid. Like, it's been announced, but it's not yet released. Papa says they should go with a pro for Dragon's Lair cab and go all out. I think that's what they're going to do. I have a feeling that this version of the Dragon's Lair will never come out. This version that you see here, I don't think will ever exist. It'll be kind of like, what's the cabinet? I can't remember. The Burger Time cabinet? The one before it? The game escapes me right now, but it had the 4 controllers. What is that game called? I don't know why. I can't think of the name. Like, we never saw that version. I think this version of Dragon's Lair we'll never see. I have a feeling when they re-release the Dragon's Lair, it might not have a riser. It might be an XL. I'm just a total speculation and guessing, but that's what I would do. If I were them, if you're going to do Dragon's Lair, then charge it a little bit more because it's a very niche group of people, 5,000, 10,000 people. Make them pay, but make it really good, right? To Papa Brad's point. Like, you can already get one on an iArcade. How are you going to compete with iArcade? If this is like $6.99 and iArcade is $6.99 for their new version, there's going to be a set of people that will buy the Arcade1up version, and there's going to be ones that will buy the iArcade. But even if it's more expensive, but it's like a pro version or it's an XL, and it's like it's so much better, you're going to gain more people that way because they're like, oh my God, it's so true to the original form. And that's what we've been saying on a lot of these channels for a while now. It's like the truer to the original form that they can get, the more Arcade1up is going to do well on. That's my opinion. It's been my strong opinion for a really long time. I know Arcade1up, there's certain people at Arcade1up that don't want to hear that. They want to say, like, we can come up with brand new designs, and our designs are better than what they were in the 80s and 90s. I'm like, you're selling nostalgia. Like, here's the deal. You're selling nostalgia. Make it look and use the artwork from the old days. And then, yeah, the technology can be better, right? You can make it where it connects online, like it has leaderboards and you can play against people. But preserve, right? It's like preserve and protect the IP, but add advancements to the technology. It's a very simple thing. But having a dolphin fin shaped arcade cabinet just makes it look like an Arcade1up, right? And, you know, you're only going to go far with that. People are going to look at that and be like, oh, that kind of looks like an old school arcade, but mostly not. But if you make it replica and then you have great technology behind it, good emulation, and man, the quality issues recently have been really, really interesting. It's not like the cabinets come damaged. It's just simply the cabinets were manufactured in this incorrect way, like a bad marquee or like sound issues or the speaker gates and the restrictor gates and all these various things. I really hope they get cleaned up before the pro lines. That's my one hesitation for these XL. Like, you got to put a bet on it. Like, I'm putting a bet on it because I think $4.99, $5.99, or $6.99, somewhere in there is what we're going to be seeing for this golden tee on the right-hand side. And I think I'm going to get it. I'm going to take a chance. And if some of you out there, I know a lot of the YouTubers that are in the Arcade1up space are going to get it as well. You're probably going to get 5 reviews on that cabinet. If you want to wait, go for it, because there's going to be like 5 reviews of that golden tee. And then from there, you can make the decision of whether you want to get it. Maybe that's the way to go. You know, like, let some of the early adopters buy the cabinet, get a review on it. Well, I'll communicate with all the other guys and be like, I mean, like, we gotta be transparent. We've been trying to be super transparent as well. I think everyone's done a pretty good job. But like, if the community is afraid of the risk, you know, then that's one thing that we can try to do. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna start reading more. Let's see. JJ says, I'd like to see a pro line with the ability to sideload games or connect a PC like the AtGames Legend. Either that or have an online store to download more titles. We know the current PCB has an SD slot. Yeah, I think the capabilities of that is out there. You know, there's people out there that are doing soft mods on these Arcade1up cabinets. They just are not releasing them. They're not really talking about it, releasing the instructions on how to do it, because I think they fear that hurts Arcade1up business, and rightly so. It probably does. But we'll probably see something eventually from Arcade1up. I think ultimately, like, if their business starts to go downwards, they'll probably pivot into the multicade era. We got a super chat from the Mr. Retro Ralph here. Now I gotta slide all the way to down. He's like, I've been waiting for Stargate Reboot Host Edition. Oh, that's right. Starcade Reboot Host Edition tape. I'll work on it, man. I'll work on it. Justin equals the host. Anyway, thanks, Ralph, for coming to hang out. Appreciate it. Let's see. We need Pro Line Mortal Kombat. I'm surprised it hasn't been announced. And yes, Jurassic Park. You guys talking about Jurassic Park being awesome? Where's it at? Karate Champ was that title. Let's see. Mike says when NFL Blitz was released as a console in 2012, EA Sports published it. If Arcade1up has to work with EA to get Blitz, Madden Arcade is a much better arcade football. Is that right? I always loved Madden on the console, for sure. Hobby Hands with a super chat. He says, sent email to your channel. Gotta bounce. Is it still good? My email is consolekits@gmail.com. He says, I want Pro Frogger, Final Fight, and Zaxxon, but 1UP needs to improve. Better QA. Yeah, that's for sure. So I do want to talk about something else that I think is really cool, and it's something that I'm hoping to be covering on the channel for sure. Something that I've been like doing lately, which is a lot of fun. Like, well, right before the show, I was actually playing. What was it? Mario Party. Mario Party was great. We just got it. Evelyn and I were playing it. We went through one round. That game is a lot of fun. If you haven't played Mario Party, it's for the Switch. It's like the Superstar version. We ended up paying full price, and I think that's really cool. But recently, I've been buying because I got the Polymega recently. So it's one of the reasons why I haven't been doing a lot of content recently, because I've been playing with the Polymega, and it's great. There's some upsides to the Polymega. There's some downsides to the Polymega. Like, I've been trying to rip some games like from PlayStation and load it on the Polymega, and it works sometimes but doesn't work all the time. And so that kind of stinks that I can't always get it to work. So I ended up started buying the games, right? Like, I own a collection of Nintendo, Super Nintendo games, and that's fine. But I don't have a lot of Sega Saturn games, and I don't have a lot of Sega CD games. I'm like, that's fine. I'm just going to start collecting those titles. And what's pretty cool about what I've been doing lately is I just discovered this, and maybe you guys know about it already, but I discovered Whatnot. Who in the chat, type in 1 if you know about Whatnot, because I'm in love with Whatnot already, right? So last night, I spent like $200 yesterday on Whatnot. Like, I went to Whatnot, and there was someone live. His Nintendo One Shop is on Whatnot. Yeah, Paul, I don't make videos on everything I do. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I do in the retro space that I just am like playing with Polymega is way different than trying to document having fun with Polymega. If you want a Polymega video, I'll put it together, but it's not going to be amazing quality. I just the dive deep. It'll be like, hey guys, I got a Polymega, and this is what I think about it. Here's a B-roll of the CD player ejecting a game, and here is me copying a legitimate Crash Bandicoot PS1 game. Is the emulation good? Yes, the emulation is great. I can't tell any difference between the original PS1 and this one, so it's good enough for me. Anyway, Whatnot. Okay, check this out. Whatnot. I'm on Whatnot. Come find me and follow me. Console Kits on Whatnot. It is a social media platform that does online auctions. And I have to admit, where I just learned about this weekend because RetroRGB was all over Whatnot. Ralph saying, I might as well send you my Saturn collection since I'm literally never getting a Polymega. Here's the deal, Ralph. Send me your Sega Saturn collection, and then I'll send it right back to you. Because with the Polymega, I could rip and return, right? Or I'll send you my Polymega. You can do a review on it. You can load your Sega Saturn collection on it, and then send the Polymega back to me. How about that? We can work out that if you want. But Ralph, if you haven't tried out Whatnot, it's insane. So I'm gonna show you, right? So let me turn this off. If you go onto Whatnot and you click on a stream, like, this is a stream that's live of people auctioning off stuff, and you can bid right there. Now, if I press that, it's a literal bid, so I better not press that. It is amazing. It is so cool. So what I do is I go in here and let's see, search for things. If you search for games, okay, search for games on Whatnot. It's better on the. I realize it's not working the way that I assumed, because right now I'm sharing it on my computer, but I use it on my phone. But I'm gonna be Retro Ralph says I'm waiting for them to approve my live auction account. Dude, it's gonna be awesome. So let me tell you my plans. I'm gonna start reviewing more content, more stuff. But sometimes people reach out, and there's a lot of people reaching out recently about handhelds, and I like collecting handhelds. But I'm gonna start asking for 2 or buying one myself, and then giving them away on Whatnot. That's kind of my plan. Like, I'll do an auction day. So I'll invite all of you from the YouTube space to come over. Maybe I'll simul stream or something like that. Come over to Whatnot, and I'll do a live auction of my collection, things that I want to get rid of. And on those live auctions, I'll give away some stuff, right? And here's how Whatnot works for you. It's a good deal. I think it's a good deal. As a user that's purchasing something, it's $4 shipping for items like video games. That's like the cheapest shipping you can get. And that's what Whatnot does. So if you go to Retro Games in here, and you can see there's 115 shows right now. So if you join one, it's a live auction of someone, showing, and you can see in the chat, you can ask questions, and you can bid on things, right? And so I bought a Nintendo 64. I own several Nintendo 64s, but I used to own like the green one. I used to mod it and resell it, and I got a pretty good deal. It was about $200, and they go for about like $250 or so. But I have a collection of Nintendo and Super Nintendo games that I've been thinking of selling off. So here's an example of a Yoshi. Right now, the auction just ended, but here's what I do is I click on this, and you'll see the shipping is $4. So that's that minimum shipping fee. Now, even if you do a giveaway on Whatnot, the user has to pay that shipping fee, like $4. But think about it. I got all this stuff. I got tons of stuff that I could give away, and it would be free for me to give it away. It doesn't cost me a penny to give it away because Whatnot will pay for the shipping. Well, technically, you'll pay for the shipping, but the shipping is only $4. Now, if you buy 2 things from the auction on a given auction, that second thing only adds $1 shipping. So let's say I auction off a Nintendo cartridge like this, and you end up buying 2 auctions. You're only going to pay $5 for shipping, right? You paid $4 for the first one, and then you pay $1 for the next one, and then of course there's taxes, and then for a seller, Whatnot wants 8% of whatever it ends up being, which is pretty reasonable. It's similar to eBay. So this one, it's not a bad deal. That was pretty good for a Gyromite. I used to get Gyromites for about $5, and so this person's probably paying $15 for a Gyromite. It's just the cartridge. And so what I would do is you could go to eBay to see if it's a good deal. You go to eBay, see what was sold recently, or you go to price charting. So pricecharting.com can kind of give you an idea of what things go for. It's not 100% accurate. So let's see Gyromite on price charting. I'm pulling that up right now. So this is price charting. That one just went for about $15 with shipping. And so Gyromite loose price is $7.73, but you're gonna pay for shipping, elsewhere. So you can kind of see on eBay how much these things kind of are listing for. And so yeah, that probably wasn't the best deal. But I've been on Whatnot, and sometimes things go for a little too high. Like yesterday, I was on there and I was bidding on a Sega Saturn. I was like, you know what? I got a Polymega, but I wouldn't mind getting into the Sega Saturn original console. I like to collect things. I could buy one, and I'd have the Polymega, and I'd have a Sega Saturn, which I've never owned, and I would get enjoyment out of it. If I get a Sega Saturn for like $150, that's not a bad deal. But a lot of the Sega Saturns that are out there have like mods in them, right? So they may have the FROM mod where it's like you don't have to worry about the battery anymore. There could be mods out there that are like, what is it? So where you can like play games off an SD card. Those vary the price. But if you go on eBay, you can kind of get those for about $250. But that one I went saw on Whatnot yesterday, it went for like $300 plus $40 shipping, and that was way too high, in my opinion. But it was really cool. The guy was like, he knew that this was way too high, so he just started throwing more stuff in there. He was like, "No, I'm gonna giving you more games. Tell me what games you want." Like it kind of the hype of that console went pretty high. And so, but again, I've been looking at it, having a lot of fun. It's very enjoyable. You just hook up your PayPal to it. Be careful. Buy responsibly on this, Mark. I mean, it's so easy to bid. Like, I'll show you. Like, if I just like hit this button, I've bid. Like, that's it. Boom. There's no, are you sure? It's boom. You got the bid. You're in. And then the moment the auction ends, you'll see. You'll get a message on your phone that's like, PayPal just deducted that amount. I mean, it's insane. Now, what are you guys talking about? I see do it, and I'm wondering if he's saying do it as in bid on something right now. That'd be kind of funny. Let's see. Console Fanboy says, it's okay. I think he's trained to ignore me. All good, the Brian. What are you talking about? Let's see. I plan to auction off a bunch of stuff, cool arcade stuff, original marquees, PCBs, and other cool arcade-related things. The approval is taking a while, though. So, Othello, I don't think that is oh, that's a clean card, I will say. But now I'm all interested in this auction. I'm, like, addicted. Like, I'll sit there on my phone, and I'm just, like, got earbuds in there. My wife and family are watching TV, and I'm sitting here watching some of these live streams. So, I've learned a couple things. Some of these people do, what's it called, the death auction. Yeah, he's doing it. So this will go. So I'm going to bid like a low amount. But let's see. So I'm not the winner, or someone else has outbid me. But when this countdown hits 0, that's it. It's over. And so there's like 2 versions of the auction, right? And the one version is every single time someone bids, it kind of increases the amount. And then there's these, again, I can't remember what it's called, sudden death mode or something like that. And so someone got that one for $7, $11 total. It's a clean looking one. And so if you watch these live streams, you can get good deals, and sometimes the deals aren't that great. Anyway, so that's something that I've been doing lately, and it's just a lot of fun. But I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. Have you guys ever used Whatnot, and is that something that you're interested in playing with? So is it the death auction? Yeah, I think it's the death auction. Shaq Fu. So buyer's remorse kicks in quickly. Yeah. Goodwill Online got wrecked by YouTubers. Oh, is that right? Let's see. So where's the game? When do I get the same? Let's see. Spot was awesome. Get back in the day. Yeah. You guys still talking about it? I'll pull it up. We can kind of watch it. It's FOMO refined. FOMO refined. The auction comic booking collection all day. Love the app. There you go. Yeah, like I'm seriously like, I want to. Let's see. Works only with 1UP. That could solve legal issues. What? Yeah. Anyway, so here's the thing with eBay. This is what I love about it. You do some of these auctions. Like this auction has 72 people in it right here. And you can ask questions about, you can go right into the chat and you can ask a question, when he pulls up the next cartridge, you could be like, hey, tell me this about it or whatever, and he'll answer. And some of them are like kind of holding the unit. Let's see, there's that one. Let's see if we can find another good one. So some of them just show it like that. But you'll see other words, they'll hold up the cartridge close to the camera, and they'll be like this one's a complete inbox, right? Let's say it's a complete inbox. They open it up. They'll show you that it's legit. They'll show you the back label. They'll show you the quality of the label. They'll show you... I see Hobby Hands. I'm sorry. Let's see. Hobby Hands says, sent email test. 1UP needs to sell 3/4 coin changers. Yeah, would be cool to have my arcade. Just me. Am I crazy? Sell 1UP coins, bills that work with 1UP. It would be amazing if Arcade1up did exactly that. Now, I've in the past, I think I've said, like, I didn't see the light. I didn't see the coin machine idea until if they did it where it actually worked. If it actually worked with an Arcade1up. And I think the next idea would be, it's not that Arcade1up necessarily, I mean, I'm imagining, like, you could collect the coins, right? That's the coolest idea, I think, with Arcade1up is you could collect the coins for Arcade1up, but they're, like, branded with the IP. So imagine they do, like, a Simpsons integration, right? And so on The Simpsons, what is this, Justin? You should sell your Atari 12-in-1 now that you got the Cole's Cash Tempest. I know, I should, right? I've been thinking about it, but I'm kind of just holding on to it because I've been looking recently in my area. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm like totally into this. Hope you guys don't mind. So a Mario Duck Hunt, how much do those go for? Back in the day, I used to get these for about $10. Yeah, it looks like on eBay, these are easily available for about $12. I can see one right now on eBay. I'll show you. So eBay has Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt for $12, right? $20, the best offer. Here's one with the variety of things in it. Here's loose cart only, $10 shipping. So, and so that's that. And so he's about to start the auction. You can kind of see that is going. And while we're doing that, we'll talk, right? About, let's see. Paul says, we need a tour of the new game room. Need to see all creative ways you use command strips. Yeah, maybe. It's kind of funny because, like, this little pocket area of my kind of game room basement looks real nice, but it's not. It's not. It's an unfinished basement. See, I don't know. Sometimes these deals... Now, it comes with manual. This one came with a manual. Manuals go for just a little bit more. Let's see. That's a bid. Buy it now. That's bidding. Yeah, I think when it comes with a manual, that's a little bit more expensive, right? Those are... So I've seen deals on Whatnot, and I've seen sometimes... Oh, I got that one, yeah. I've seen some of them go for a little bit higher. So, anyway, there's another really fun thing I'll talk about on Whatnot, and Whatnot is a social media platform as well. So you follow people, right? And so they want to encourage you to follow them. And one of the ways they encourage, there's the follow button right there. And when you follow, you'll get notified that they're going live. And you can also look at things that they have available that they're coming up in the auction. And on the app, you can, I think it's maybe when you follow them. Yeah, I think it's on the app. You can actually get notified when that auction will go live, like for this item. They also have buy it now products. And I think this only works well on the app, I want to say. So some things they'll just like have for sale. Anyway, so what they'll do is to get more followers, they'll run these giveaways. And so again, the giveaway to them doesn't cost them anyway. The only thing you're losing if you're someone who's doing Whatnot and you have a collection and you want to give away things occasionally, the exchange is you're going to gain followers for doing a giveaway because you're trying to get people to follow you. And the more people that follow you, then the more announcements that you're going to do an auction are out there. But when they do a giveaway, you click that you're like, oh, I want to join this giveaway. And then all the other people will join the giveaway. And then it'll randomly pick someone. And then when it picks you and you win, you're going to pay for shipping. You are going to pay like a $4 shipping fee. But it doesn't cost the seller anything to do those giveaways. And so, that's something that I've been thinking about doing. Again, how I could tie this into YouTube is, I do reviews, product reviews. I want to try to start getting 2 of everything and then do a video that's like, hey, this is how well this device works. And it's like this and it's like that. And I'm going to tell you everything about it. Oh, and also I'm doing a giveaway on Whatnot. So come over to Whatnot and follow me. And you could actually possibly win this item. And then like a month later, like once a month or something, I'll do a Whatnot thing. And I'll auction off some things, some old Nintendo games that I have a lot of Nintendo games that are duplicates. Because when I was collecting, I would buy larger collections, and so it'd end up making me have like 17 punch outs, right? So I got all these duplicates, and so I could legit like straight up like try to auction those off and try to recoup some of that investment that I had from years ago, but also do these giveaways. And those in the community that are interested in those giveaways, you can be a part of that. And it's a simple system where the Whatnot platform is going to manage that giveaway. You will have to pay for shipping, but all the things that I would give away would probably be that $4 shipping. And then I think it's win-win. It's like a really good system. I'm thinking about doing it. I've been telling other YouTubers about it as well. This whole weekend, I'm like, you got to get into Whatnot. This could be really, really fun for the community. It could be really, really fun for you. I know there's myself. I used to do a lot of eBay. In fact, that's what Console Kits started as. It was a YouTube channel of me modding stuff. So it's getting me all excited about, like, I don't know, buying Game Boys and buying a whole bunch of Game Boys that are broken and then repairing them and then modding them and putting an IPS mod on them, and then giving them away and doing a review video on it, giving it away, or then like give one away and then auction off another and see if I can recoup my costs. If I can break even, I'm happy. That's my wife and I has always said. This little hobby that I have where I buy a collection of things and I sell them later, if I can break even, I'm happy. It's hard to break even. I spend more money on this hobby than I do that I get back from the monetization of this channel, or even when I did eBay and was selling things. It was all just to kind of fund the hobby. And if you're into that type of stuff, that you want to make content, I know there's a lot of people that make content that watch this show. This is another avenue to kind of try to keep that hobby afloat, where I don't know if you could make a lot of money from this. I don't know. Like the one guy I was watching, this guy I was watching, it was the Nintendo One Shop. He moves $1.5 million in merchandise on his eBay and his Amazon together. That's not profit. That's just, but he probably makes six figures, maybe 300K. I don't know. Does he move 10%? Is his margins 10%, 20%, or 30%? Because there's a big difference when you're moving 1.5 million a product. So for sure, some people can do this full time. That's not me. I have a full-time job. This is just a hobby. And this is something that I do on the side to kind of, I like to buy stuff and I like to collect stuff, but I also like to resell stuff. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to incorporate that into the channel, And so if you enjoy watching my content, maybe we can figure out ways to. This Zelda I would buy for $15 if it wasn't so crummy. And so $5 for that Zelda, I don't know. That doesn't look very good. $9 with shipping, I wouldn't bid on that one. That's just me personally. I think back in the day, I used to get those Legend of Zeldas for about $15 in good condition. Anyway. All right, what's going on, guys? I'm trying to look at the chat a little bit more. Let's see. Is everyone being tame in the chat? Give me a 1 if everyone's happy in the chat. Give me a 0 if there's any drama. Let's see. I was checking Whatnot out today for the first time. Pretty cool. We'll be curious if you could integrate your YouTube audience. You got 200 active participants compared to like 50 people on that Whatnot. That's right. Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can pull this up just right. I'm gonna do this. No. What is it? Give me a second here. Let's see if we can do this. Those of you that are hanging out in the chat, let's see. I would love for you to come over to Whatnot. I'm new to this, so I got to learn how this works. So let's test how this works. I think right now I have. So those are lives. I'm see if I can figure out a way to link you guys in the chat. But anyway, if you could do me a favor, go over to whatnot.com and then search for Console Kits and see if you can find me. And I'll call out if I can figure out a way. I'll do it on my phone. Here we go. So Whatnot. And again, I promise I'll do a live stream here or whatnot, and I'm going to do a lot of free giveaways. Just straight up like charity style. You'll pay for shipping $4, but it'll all be managed. It'll print it out, and then I'll if you got, like, I got a lot of NES games. I got a lot of NES consoles that I could do. And look, again, I used to own this shop where I bought and sold a lot of retro gear, and it was called Console Kits. And I still have a ton of stock of that stuff. I'm all in the green on that. So it's just sitting here, and I could make an eBay store and resell those things. But think about it. Like, that's work. Like, I have to do work to make that money. Or, yeah, the Fist of Love. He just said he followed me. If you can find me on Whatnot, I got Fist of Love just joined. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Invite your friends. Share now. Copy that. Let's see if I can figure out a way to get this working. I think I can do this. I'm in my own live stream now. I'm going to see if I can paste the link. There we go. All right. And it let me paste the link because it's me. All right. So if you come over, if you look down in the chat, let's see. And you'll see that's my link. whatnot.com/invite/console-kits. Come follow me there. Again, there you go, Kongs. Create a login. If you have a Gmail account, it's really easy to create a login. You just say, like, I want to log in with my Gmail account, and it's like, boom, you're done. You're like in the system, and then you can follow me. And then, I don't know, it'll take me time to get it together, but I've been talking to Kongs or Us and be like, you should do it too. I know he's got a big collection of stuff, and he does these milestone videos from time to time. And I was thinking, when you do those next milestone video, right? Dual stream, one on Whatnot, one on YouTube, and then the Whatnot is actually what you use to do your giveaway. And you could give away more stuff, because here's the thing. Like, if you do a giveaway, a lot of times it costs us, the content creator, the shipping cost, but it's probably like $10 or $15, right? But if I don't have to pay that shipping cost, I'll give tons of more stuff away. And then in exchange, what you would pay for the shipping, but the shipping is cheap. It's like $4. I think it's like a win-win. It's like a win-win. Like I'll buy $100, $200 handheld consoles, right? And then review them on YouTube because I enjoy doing that. And then like that's like a part of the hobby. And then as a thank you for being a follower, I would go on to Whatnot and give it away. Right. And be like, and sometimes I get some of the hardware for free, right? Like, the companies are like, hey, if you do a review and document it, on YouTube, they make money off of the selling of the product, and I get a free product. I could forward that to you, right? And be like, I'll give it away to you. You just pay $4 for shipping and you get a $100 handheld, right? And then and if I have given enough followers, then I can do a live stream that occasionally I would auction off like some of my old collection, and again try to recoup some of that money. And any of the money, here's the thing, like any of the money that I would make on Whatnot, I would just buy more stuff with. I would buy more retro stuff that I would then make videos on, then I would just give away. Again, my goal is to break even. That's my goal. Like, I have a job, that job pays my mortgage, that job pays for everything else. And then this is just fun. This is just fun. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, we're starting to get, let's see. We got 19K Fox is following. Kongs R Us is following. We got Broker84 is following. We got Apathetic Grin started following me. Edzon is following. Thank you so much for Okay, Justin, are you watching the new Boba Fett show? If so, what do you think? I did watch the Boba Fett show. For those that haven't watched it, I'm not going to spoil it. I really liked it. It's kind of like WandaVision, where the first couple episodes were kind of like kind of like giving you this backstory, and then like it gets really good, and then it ends really well. I think Boba Fett was really good. I think that, I know in the Star Wars community there's a lot of mixed opinions of Boba Fett, but I enjoy content in a way different way than other people. It's like, did I value that time? Did I feel like it was wasted or not? Or was I entertained? And I was entertained. And there's some shows that I'm just bored. Like, I'm like, this is not a good use of my time. And that one was, I really enjoyed it. So it was a good use of my time. I clicked the link. How do I find you? Just look for Console Kits. I'm Console Kits on there. Yeah, no spoilers. I won't talk about it. Let's see. Boba Fett is one of those that takes you on a planet of Arkansas. No, what? Thanks for hanging out, man. Let's see. Would you buy more Pac-Man cabinets? Maybe. I would probably sell some of the ones that I have before I would buy more of them. Yeah, Pontiac Joe says Boba Fett was awesome. Yeah, Lewis thought it was pretty good. Boba Fett, does it take place in a galaxy far, far down south? Oh, Boba Fett. I'm just reading Boba Fett. Like, immediately I'm reading Boba Fett. Like, in my brain, it's like completely, completely just filling in Uncle Bubba. So you guys are talking about like a Forrest Gump. Hey, Bubba Fett. Yeah. King Kong started with this Boba Fett. I created the link. I think if you click the link, like, it'll just take you there. Yeah, Brett, bid responsibly, be careful. There's also this one where I was on Whatnot, and I was in an auction, and I could see the bid war start, but it was really low. And I'll show you. Let me hop in and I'll kind of show you how it works. I'm new to this. Like, literally, RetroRGB Bob did a live stream, and that's how I learned about it. And I joined his live stream right as he was ending it. And he's doing another one next week. And I'm following RetroRGB Bob because I know he's got some good stuff. And I know if I reached out to him, because he's a friend of mine, I could probably buy some of that stuff for less expensive money, or, cheaper. But going through Whatnot, I know, is so much easier for him because he doesn't have to worry about shipping. It's just priority mailbox, and Whatnot gives you the sticker. Like, you just print it out, tape it to the box. You don't have to worry about it. And and whatever money Bob makes off of Whatnot, I want him to profit, because he's full-time YouTuber, full-time. Like, that's his job, right? So I donate money to him every single month. It's only $10, but I give Bob $10 every single month for the last 3 years, because I'm just like, I know he's full-time, and I'm like, just want to support him because I love his content so much. Anyway, let me kind of show you this Whatnot. But he's got some really good retro gear, so I'm sure it's going to be good next week. But I learned about it, and then I got obsessed with it, and it's like the last 2 days I've been pretty on it. So we're on an auction here. And see, this one's good. It's Super Famicom Complete In-Box Donkey Kong. Dang, that's cool. That's so cool. And so, see how the bidding keeps going up? And so, this was one of those death ones. And so the death match, it'll be at 5 seconds, and you'll see a whole bunch of snipers come in and bid. This stuff goes quick. This blows away eBay in every way possible. Like, eBay is dead to me now. Like, eBay is just a place that I would go to see what prices are currently going at. But this is so cool. As you can see, the auction is live. Right now, you've now seen more about this golf than you'll ever see on eBay. eBay has like 10 pictures at max. Now this guy you see a full rotation of it. You see it comes with the manual. You can see, he kind of shows you, like, is there any creases in it? You now know more about this cartridge than you would ever know on eBay. And so you have to quickly decide to yourself, how much is this golf game worth? Now, golf with a manual, back in the day, 2017, I would say $10. $10 for the cartridge, maybe another $10 for the manual. Maybe. Golf NES is not an expensive game. And I may have said cabinet earlier. Let me pull that up. So golf on price charting. Let's see, golf NES. Let's see what it's going for. Golf, yeah, it's a cheap one. Loose price $6. I think I said $5. I was pretty close. See, back in 2017, this is when I was like starting to buy some of the games, and I would keep an idea. So the price has gone up a little bit, but see, not much. We're still dealing with like $2 to $4. It's a cheap game, and so it went for $5 plus shipping. Keep in mind the price charting. This is not including shipping. So loose price, yeah, that's not that bad. Yeah, you got it for $5. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. So sometimes you get a good deal. Sometimes but you got to protect your wallet. This is very true. Link for the site. Let's see. I've been sharing my link in the chat. This is whatnot.com. If you look in the chat, you'll see a link to me on the site. You can follow me. Click on the link that's in the chat. Head over, log in with your Gmail account, like it's an automatic login, like it'll get your Gmail. They'll use that to personalize. Can you follow back, please? Yeah, I'll follow back anyone who... That sounds great. I'll follow back anyone who follows me. I think it's a newer platform. I think it's been around for about a year or so. But yeah, after the show, I'll go through. It says the invite link doesn't give you a way to follow you. Okay. I'm new to that part of all of this. Let's see. Let me see if I can crack that really quick. If I go into here, I got 13 followers now. Really appreciate it, guys. I'll go through and I'll follow you guys back. And then if you guys going to do the streams, I'll come hang out in your streams. Let's see if I can figure out a way. There's a plus button. Here we go. Share profile. Share profile. Let's see if that works. Okay, so I'm going to share my profile. Maybe that's yeah. Okay, here is a link. Your invite link is for $10 credit to create an account. Oh, okay. We'll get your $10 credit. Okay, I think that link will take you to a place where you can follow me. And then search console kits and look under user tab. There you go. Let's see if you're on a browser. Let's see if you search for me. I don't know. This is like searching for. I gotta learn this. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna crack this. I'm gonna fully understand it soon. That's what I do. Let's see. Yeah, this is searching for product, not people yet. Let's see. It says sign up, and then you get the 10, and then you have to search for user and then console kits. Okay. Yeah. If you get $10 because I'm inviting you, that's really cool. It's me. It's Michael B. That's really cool because then there are definitely auctions that you're going to pay $4 shipping. You'd have to, like, if you wanted to get something for free, I guess you could probably do that. Because I know there's, I'm only interested in the video games. I know a couple of people will probably be interested in movies. But yeah, there's 115 shows going on right now, related to games. And this weekend was a lot of fun because they had that, California, see, I got someone, who followed me. There you go. Kongs Are Us. Everyone go follow Kongs Are Us. I know he's going to be doing this too. It says $10 has been deducted directly from Console Kit's account. Great. I'm just giving away money tonight. Is that what's happening? That's not a good deal. Let's see. Like here's one PS2. See, I was trying to pick up some PS1 games from my Polymega. Trying to find some good deals there. Let's see. Play It Retro. See, here we go. Enter giveaway. Now, if I enter this giveaway, I'm going to pay shipping. Right? So, Follow us and enter to win our free giveaway. This stream is only to enter the giveaway. But see, I don't know if that game might not be a $4 game. Well, just about any NES game is worth at least $4. Like I can show you that. I think the cheapest game is Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune for NES is $5.40. I think if there was a time Wheel of Fortune was always like the cheapest one. Let's see. I had better luck on the app. Webpage seems to be an afterthought. I had better luck on the app. Yeah, I agree. The app is so much better. So when you use your phone, this is my recommendation. Use your phone, and then download the app, and then log into the app. The app on the phone is really good. It has if you look at it, I got some more followers. It's Nintainment, Shinobi Word TV, Jeb DVM. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. And then let's see. Yeah, P-Dubs, I was talking to him earlier today about Whatnot, and he kind of got excited about it. And he won an original Game Boy handheld in near mint condition on Whatnot today for like $40. That's really cool. There's one I was following, and again, this is one of the things I want to do because I used to do, again, console kits. I used to do a lot of modding, and so I love soldering. I got a couple projects that I'm going to be working on soon, and again, if I can break even, that'd be great. So I'll try to I'll try to do this and maybe do like dollar bids, and then maybe late at night or something like that. So the community, when they join, it'll just be us, and then I don't need to get top dollar for some of the stuff that I'm working on, right? Just a reasonable price would be fine. I'm not here to just make a fortune. I'm here to have fun. And, let's see. King Kong says, Justin, can you sideload ROMs on the Polymega? Kind of. Not really. It looks like what they do is I bought, what is it called? Like a special, I don't know, like a memory card that you put inside it. It's not SD, it's SSD, a very specific type. Well, I had never really played with the newer stuff for technology. Anyway, so it encrypts it and formats it right away. I'm wondering if you can mount it on Linux or something, and maybe can read that file system. I'm not really sure, but it might be an encrypted file system format, and then they're storing the games on there. I was thinking about trying it on USB and then like throw an NES game in it. And if I can get into that file system, I could see the file and then compare it to the original one and then see if they're just like messing with the headers or they're encrypting it. Are they using, what encryption are they using? I used to reverse engineer that stuff and I could crack it pretty easy if it was pretty basic stuff. And a lot of times, a lot of the security that is done on systems like that are pretty basic. But no one's cracked it yet. So what you can do is the CD games, you can burn CDs. So you could technically, and I tried it, I downloaded like some Neo Geo CD games like Metal Slug 1 and 2, and I could get Metal Slug 1 to work. I burned it on a disc, threw it in there, it ripped it, it thinks it's the original, boom, I have Metal Slug 1 on the Polymega. Tried it on Metal Slug 2, and it would get like 90% and just crash. And then I tried Crash Bandicoot, and I got 90% and just crashed. And I think maybe I'm burning it too quickly. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking about the Polymega right now. So I'll go to the website there. I think I searched for Polymega jailbreak, in fact, because I was interested to see if that exists. So this is the Polymega. And I got it. I've had it for a while. It takes legitimate CDs. It takes cartridges. I have the NES and I have the TurboGrafx, like the Hue card. I have that. And so the base unit comes with, it's like $3.99, I want to say. And so I have that, but I don't own any Hue cards at all. So I don't even know why I got that. And they're all super expensive. So that sucks. And then so I've been trying to find my PS1 games, and I can't find them. All I can find are my PS2 games, but it doesn't play PS2. But I bought like on eBay. So I bought Crash Bandicoot Trilogy. And like what I do on eBay is like, I will do an offer, right? And I'll kind of try to lowball some people, and I'll try to gauge like what's a good deal. And what I'll do is I'll search in the last 3 months to see what the best deal is in the last 3 months, and I try to be that person. I try try to be the best deal in the last 3 months. And sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. That's kind of the game that I play. And so, let's see. King Kong says, I use Disc Juggler to burn Dreamcast games on the slowest possible and alcohol to burn Sega Saturn games. Always use the slowest right to burn the games. Okay, I'll try that out. Really, I will. So, Disc Juggler, is that a like PC software? So, I've been using my PC laptop, and I'm using Image Burn, I want to say. Then I'm building my own Q files I had to do because, like, it straight up wants the Q files because it wants the disc to be just like the original. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where, like, say it's a PS1 game, or like Sonic City. Let's say it's Sonic City. Sonic City, like, the first track is the game, right? And then audio track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all the audio, but they come in MP3 format, right? Now, Image Burn knows how to convert that MP3 format back to CD format, like WAV or something, like whatever it is. But you got to have a Q file, because the Q file is the instructions that tells Image Burn that it should write it like a dynamic CD. Like, it needs to be like an audio disc, right? Like, you could stick that thing in a CD player and listen to it. So he says he has all the ISO images. So I've been looking for ISO images. Is it AAC format? Is that what a disc is? So Burn Image will figure that out. But I don't have any ISOs. Like, when I'm looking for files, I don't find any ISO images. I find, like, basically images that have MP3s in it, right? And some of them have Q files and some of them don't. But if I give Image Burn the Q file, it can figure it out, and sometimes the game works. But I'll try it. I have a couple versions of some games that I could try, and just try that really low, slow burn version. And, yes, PC burning app. Okay. Yeah, I've been playing with it. Let's see. Always burn half the speed of the burner is rated. Okay. Good to know. I tried a few at like 16x. Yeah, Cool ROMs. I think that's where I got some of the Sega, but it doesn't have ISO. It has bins and queues, and sometimes the queues are missing, and so all you have is a bin and MP3. And then so I kind of took an existing queue and then I remapped it. Actually, I used Image Burn to say create a queue, and then, like, it kind of figured it out and it created that queue file, and then I used that queue file to burn it, and then it worked. But again, I tried it again and again and again on Crash Bandicoot 2, I want to say, and Metal Slug 2. It wouldn't work. By my third or fourth disc, I was like, screw it. I was like, I've wasted a weekend. I'm just going to go to the store and buy the game. And I did. Like, I went to the store and I bought a couple games, and I bought a couple games on eBay. I'll buy the game if it's a reasonable price. $10, $20 game, like, I'll get that. Like, I think I got the Crash trilogy for like $24. I was like, that I'll own it. Like, I'll add that to my collection. It's like buying stock. Like, I'm just going to put it there. Maybe when I'm 60 or something, I'll sell it off. Like, that's cool. That's fine. But some of these Neo Geo CD games, hundreds of dollars? Nope. Not going to do that. Not going to do that. All right, guys. Well, it was a lot of fun hanging out with you tonight. Hope you really enjoyed the show. We went all over the place, but I really appreciate everyone hanging out. First, we talked about Arcade1up. Then we went into this entire tangent about this hobby that I've been doing of getting back into buying games, but using a service like Whatnot. I am down for that. Richard Ralph with the, I started to go, yes, the Terra Onion mode route, just due to the inflated cost of games. I don't have the Saturn. Might be a good option with the OG hardware. Yeah, Terra Onion has like 2 or 3 pieces of hardware. I remember one of them is not very good, but the others are good. I think the Terra Onion is good. The Terra Onion mode, right? That's compatible with several Terra Onion mode. Is that Dreamcast? It's compatible with a couple of them, right? And then I remember one of them was not very good. Yeah, multi-optical disc emulator, the Terra Onion. That's the way to go. I remember there's one that's not very good. I think it's for the Super SD, right? I think the Super SD was the one that's not that great. I remember Voltar made a whole bunch of videos on it. It was he like worked with them. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's the one that works with like what the PC Engine or something. And like they got they made that. I remember watching IT Crowd, and IT Crowd, like the guy's all like, I can't believe who would do this? He's looking at a circuit board. He's like, they ran the digital power line right next to the analog. What idiots. And I was like, wait, that's what Terra Onion did on the this PC Engine one. But anyway, I remember Voltar, he made a video and he like worked with the company. He was like, you guys messed up the circuits. Like there's all this interference, and it's because you got the digital signal running really close to the analog, and so there's ingress or egress, or I can't remember the terms for it. But basically, you're getting bleed. And because this thing will actually do like a high quality RGB out, except for it does the RGB out, and it also does like an HDMI. It has a digital signal, and it's like it works as a flash cart and as the RGB upscaler. It's a great idea, but they kind of cross the lines, you know. They like they mix the streams or whatever, and so that one's not very good. I heard maybe they came out with a Mark II. I'm not sure, but I think I never played with it, but I remember watching videos that the Mega SD from them is pretty good. It's as good as Crit's Mega Drive one. It can do like 32X and Sega CD and all that. Like it's an FPGA that fully emulates like all those games. So FPGA running on an SD, you can actually play backup Mega CD Sega Saturn games, but you don't even need the Sega. I'm sorry, I said Sega Saturn. I meant Sega CD. You can play those on like just the Sega, right? Just with the cartridge alone. So you don't need to connect the Sega CD on the side. The CD games are actually in it. But Crit's EverDrive does that as well. So it's like a good competition. But then Terra Onion mode, that's the one that's for the multiple. They call it mode because it's the ODE, it's the optical drive emulator, but M because it works with multiple systems. And so you can buy a couple of these and then put it on your Saturn or your Dreamcast, and there you go. And then it's FPGA based SD card, all of that. Yeah, that might be the way to go, because some of these games, like you buy three, 4 of these games, you're probably already above what a mode would cost. And then I think these are not, if I remember Ralph right, these are not that hard to install. I haven't done it, but I remember, yeah, the Mega EverDrive Pro is the way to go. That's the one I got. I've always had a good, everything Crits does, the EverDrive, it's always been really good. I buy from him directly, support him. And I think he lives in the Ukraine as well. So I know there's some people that were really concerned about Crits, because hopefully he's safe, but I haven't heard anything. I think there's some people were hoping we hear positive things on Twitter about him. Yeah, so if you need an EverDrive, go support him. He probably needs the support over Terra Onion, if you know what I mean. So Mega EverDrive Pro, I got that. That also works really well with Sega CD. So I have that. I plugged that into the Mega SG that I have from Analog, and that's a lot of fun. And so now I have like 2 ways to play Sega CD, and I don't even own a Sega CD. Can you believe it? I don't own a Sega CD. I still don't own a Sega CD, but I own a Poly Mega, and I own a Mega SG with a Mega EverDrive Pro, which allows me to play Sega CD on either one of those. But I'm really enjoying the Poly Mega. It is really cool because you put a legit disc in there, no hassle. It within a few seconds, it recognizes the disc, and it has really good artwork already. And it's like, yeah, it's totally this game. And then you press X to go into the menu, and it says, do you want to install? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, do you want to install on the 8 gigabyte drive that's built in, or the SSD? I got 500 gigabyte SSD. It was like, I don't know, $60 or something for the little add-on. I'm like, yeah, install it on there. Boom, it's installed in like a couple minutes. And then it shows up in the row. The quality is great. You play the game, boom, you're in. And there's a classic mode, and then there's like this regular mode. If you do the regular mode, We're talking about the Polymega here. If you do the regular mode, you can save states. Like all of the system like supports save states. If you do classic mode, then there's no ability to do save states. And then like, man, when you go in there, there's all these options for like scan lines. There's even like kind of makes it look like, dude, Ralph, if you're still there, the Polymega, I'll have to send you pictures of it. They have this mode that's like CRT mode, and even the edges are like bezeled, like or like warped, like it's a real CRT in your LCD. It's kind of cool. I don't play it like that, but it's cool that they added it. It looks pretty sharp. Let's see. How to Bachelor says, Justin, you missed an important KRU super chat. KRU? Kangs or us? Sending some whatnot funds to motivate you to write a script to allow bidding from YouTube live chats. Make it happen. Wow. That's... I don't know if we could do that, but you could dual stream. You could simul stream. We can figure out ways to simul stream. I think that, but appreciate that. That would be cool to integrate it. Yeah. Crits. Dollar bills. Yeah. Let's see. Pew pew. All right, guys. It was fun hanging out. I'm already an hour and a half into the stream. Like I'm getting dry. Look, I barely drink this beer. I'm like right here. I'm gonna go hang out with the family. Look, I promise you, Kong, I'll think about it. I'll if there's a way, I'll think about it. But hey, maybe the best that we can do is we all work together to kind of promote this idea. We got a following on YouTube. I think it's a lot of fun. To do. He's making me play. I think it's a lot of fun to do the live auction on some of the collections that we have. And I will end with a quick, because what is it? Kong says we need a guitar encore. You guys name the song real quick. I'm going to play. This is what I've been practicing lately. You guys tell me if you know what the song is. And I keep the world from hanging me down, but I stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, baby, stand my ground, and I won't back down. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate. There we go. Mariah Carey. That's it. All right. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.